This might be one of the most important topics we ever cover. Understanding the twin flame runner's feelings, I think, is one of the most important things you can do to make your separation phase easier and to bring it to an end sooner. It's far too easy to fall into that trap of thinking that the runner twin flame is the one with the problem. They're the one that has to realize the connection you're going through, and they're the one that has to do something about it. Now, understanding what they're dealing with or what they're feeling really involves understanding why twin flames go through separation to begin with. Now, we've already covered twin flame separation before. I'll put a link below to the full guide if you haven't already seen it, but it happens when you meet at a time you're not prepared for union, and that doesn't mean you're not prepared or the runner isn't prepared. Remember, twin flames are two parts of the same soul, so separation happens when you both still have work to do. It's easy to think that the chaser twin flame is the one who goes through the struggle here, but in some ways the runner has it even worse. If you're here, you at least partly understand the twin flame journey. You might have read other guides, this might be your first video, but you at least have an idea of what's going on. The runner doesn't know. They experience what's called soul shock, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But they're going through the separation phase on their own, and in some ways that's worse. I've spoken to thousands of different people on different stages of their twin flame journey, and I always say there's no two journeys that are ever exactly the same. The way your runner twin flame feels is not going to be the same way as mine did. It's not going to be the same way as someone else. But there are some trends, some patterns that you do see. I often get questions like, don't they see what I see? Don't they feel what I feel? And that brings us to soul shock. The easiest way I can think to describe this, it's a spiritual version of fight or flight. The truth is, your runner does feel what you feel. They do see what you see. They just don't understand what they feel. Their answer to this is to run. Now, that can manifest in a lot of different ways. Some can be more painful than others, but that section of twin flame rejection, when they remove themselves from your lives or they don't join it to begin with, that can be painful. Often at this stage, your runner will give you and themselves an excuse, and that can take a lot of different forms. They can tell you they're not ready, they're not interested, they have other priorities, they're not looking for a relationship, they could be with another person, whatever it is. The underlying cause there is soul shock. Now, this happens when separation is needed. I understand that it's painful. I've been there myself. I wish I had an answer for you. The truth is that trying to understand this from their perspective can help you to bring this phase to an end. It's not that they don't feel the same way you feel. They're just processing these feelings in a very different way. This is why it's so important to understand the twin flame runner's feelings. Separation phases are never easy. They're painful, they're difficult, they can be long. But if you can understand why they're doing the things they're doing, then you can begin to help both them and you. When we don't understand or appreciate their feelings is when we can sometimes pressure the runner into making contact when they're not ready, meeting up when they're not ready, or whatever it is. And this can backfire. This can slow down your journey. I know it's difficult. There's no easy way to do this. But if you can start to understand why they're doing the things they're doing, you can start to help them. And remember, the way to deal with separation in the long term is not to focus on the runner twin flame. I know it's much easier said than done, but focusing on yourself, focus on your goals, on your journey is the path to union. Now, that said, during this period, if you're able to understand how they're feeling, if you're able to reach out to them without pressuring them, keep lines of communication open, that can make things a lot easier on both of you.